So it's a question I get asked a lot. What is South Texas? What do I consider South Texas to be? In this video, I'm going to tell you what I think South Texas is and the region it is, and let's just jump right into it, okay? It's not that complicated. So what is South Texas? Okay, well, it's pretty simple. If you draw a line south of I-10, that's South Texas. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated than going south of Interstate 10, because then people on the north side of San Antonio are going to say, well, I'm in South Texas. Well, yeah, okay, it gets a little more complicated. It's sticky. This is a sticky subject, but we're going to get into it. So let's just say this. If you go south of San Antonio, that's South Texas. If you go south of the San Antonio mean statistical area, that's South Texas. Now, some people argue that it goes a little over to Hondo and Del Rio, and it does. Certainly Hondo is South Texas. Del Rio is more like Southwest Texas, okay? So on this channel and in my blogs and stuff, when you hear me do stuff about South Texas, I'm generally talking about anything south of San Antonio. Anything south of San Antonio. That includes places like Corpus Christi, Laredo. You could even say down into the Rio Grande Valley, Victoria, Rockport, Port Aransas. This is South Texas. Now, some people will argue and say, well, Houston is South Texas. Nope, that's Southeast Texas. And to be more specifically, that's East Texas, okay? So when you hear somebody say that they live in South Texas and they live in Houston, try again. Now that we've kind of established what South Texas is, okay, where kind of the region it is, that incorporates a lot. South Texas is a very culturally and geographically diverse place. It's a place I've born and raised, lived my whole life around San Antonio. I grew up in a place just south of San Antonio in Wilson County, Texas. Kind of a rural area, and not kind of, it is a rural area. It used to be even more rural than what it is now. When I was growing up back in the 80s and 90s. So then you travel south down 181, and then you go little towns like Poth and Carn City and Fall City, down that area, Panna Maria, Beeville, that's all South Texas, headed down towards Corpus. Then you get off into the brush country, towns like Pleasanton, right off of Interstate 37. You got Pleasanton, you got Jourdanton, right there next to it. You got Three Rivers, Alice, Cotulla. This little area, imagine the bottom kind of funnel, the triangle of Texas, all the way to Mexico. That's South Texas, and this is very diverse. So in the kind of the southeast quadrant of South Texas, over around Victoria, Refugio, that area, some people call it Refugio. Okay, if you're from Texas, generally you call it Refugio, even though anyway, that's a whole different story. But anyway, it's like New Braunfels. There's only one S in New Braunfels, you know. But anyway, this pronunciation's a whole different story. But let's talk about this. If you go to southeast South Texas, around Victoria, Cuero, Refugio, that's more like coastal plains, kind of flat, a little bit swampy. Start to blend in with the Houston area a little bit. But the further south and the further west you go, that blends into more brush country. That's what we call brush country. Really good deer hunting over there. Little places like Alice, Three Rivers. That's kind of the brush country, okay? So what we mean by brush country is you see a lot of mesquites, a lot of purple sage, A lot of big oak trees, really big oak trees. You start seeing this kind of come into a landscape all of its own, really. It's very different than what most people expect. A little bit more drier, a little bit more dry. I think it's beautiful. This is my home. That brush country is my home, and has been my home since the day I was born. It is what it is. But then, you move a little bit further to the west and the southwest. The Rio Grande Valley is kind of a breadbasket, A lot of farming, a lot of agriculture, a lot of breadbasket down there. It's a beautiful place all in itself. A lot of orchards, a lot of farming, a lot of agriculture. Then you start coming back north a little bit towards Laredo. Laredo is a very unique cultural border town. Very neat, kind of interesting little place. Yeah, so it's really kind of an interesting thing. You kind of head back up towards Highway 90 before you get up to the hill country. Places like Hondo, Uvalde, places like that. That's a really interesting place too. Again, good deer hunting. The bucks tend to be a little bit smaller racks up there, but yeah, though still good hunting up there. So yeah. So when you hear people talk about South Texas and the region at South Texas, just imagine anything south of San Antonio, west. You can include Del Rio in this. West to Del Rio, down to Laredo, down to the Rio Grande Valley, and then back up to Corpus, Victoria, back to San Antonio, that area right there. That's generally South Texas. And like I say, within that, you have the coastal plains, you have the brush country, you have a little bit, starting to get in a little bit into the hill country the further west you go. But yeah, to explain it, that's what South Texas is. And if you ever get the chance to visit South Texas, you should come down here and do it. Whether you just want to drive through it, take a look at the brush and the mesquites and the coastal plains and all that good stuff. It's a beautiful place. It really is. It's an absolutely beautiful place, and I think you'd love it. So come on down. You might want to go deer hunting. You never know. We're in the middle of deer season right now. A little warm still, but maybe you want to go deer hunting. There's pretty expensive hunting leases down here for you, but you can definitely come down here and go deer hunting. All right, everybody. I'm Matt. I hope that explains a little bit to you about what the South Texas is. Where it is. If you didn't know where South Texas is at, it's a really cool place. Come on down here to visit. All right. We'll see y'all. See you in the next video. Hey, by the way, thanks for watching. Please be sure to leave me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, and share. I know there's going to be some people from Houston argue with me that they are South Texas. Watch. Look in the comments. We'll see you.